There is a specific kind of exhaustion that sleep cannot fix. It's the fatigue of a lifetime spent holding up a sky that was never yours to carry. It's the feeling of being 30 or 40 or 50 and realizing you have no memory of ever feeling truly, deeply light. If you've always been called an old soul, if people praise your reliability, your strength, your uncanny maturity, this might be why. You weren't just a quiet child. You were a child on a mission. Your playground wasn't a yard. It was the emotional landscape of your home. Your toys weren't action figures or dolls. They were the unspoken tensions, the fragile moods, the silent pleas for peace. You learned to walk on eggshells before you learned to run. You learned to soothe tempers before you learned your times tables. This isn't a story about a difficult childhood. This is the story of a childhood that was averted. And today, we're going to explore the psychological theory that explains this entire experience. I call it the responsibility shell theory. Imagine a child, soft and open to the world. Then, out of necessity, they began to grow a shell. This shell is made of responsibility, of vigilance, of a fierce, premature competence. It's not a choice. It's a brilliant biological adaptation. This shell protects the tender, developing self inside from a world that feels unpredictable, unstable, or overwhelming. The responsibility shell theory explains how this protective layer forms in childhood, and how, in adulthood, it becomes a prison. You grew the shell to survive, but now you live within it, and it's getting harder and harder to breathe. So, what forces a child to build this shell? A root is a reversal of the natural order. In psychology, we call this parentification, or emotional incest. It happens when a parent, for whatever beautiful or broken reason, their own trauma, their grief, their addiction, their sheer overwhelm becomes the source of instability, not the source of safety. It's the child's nervous system, wired for attachment above all else, makes a silent, devastating calculation. The adult is fragile. Therefore, I must become the rock. This isn't about doing chores. This is about a 7-year-old learning to regulate a parent's emotions. It's about a 10-year-old becoming a confidant for adult problems. It's about a child learning that their own needs, their own fears, their own big, messy feelings are a dangerous inconvenience. So, they learned the most fundamental lesson of their life. To be safe, I must be in control. To be loved, I must be useful. The shell begins to form, and the world, not knowing the cost, praises its strength. As an adult, you don't just shed this shell, you live your life by the rules it taught you. These are the unconscious theories that now run your life. You operate from a deep-seated belief that peace is not a default state, but something you must constantly manufacture. You're the emotional architect of every room you walk into. You scan faces, you modulate your tone, you preempt conflict. You believe, at a cellular level, that if you stop managing the emotional weather, a storm will come. It's a cost. You are in a state of constant, low-grade alarm. True relaxation feels like a dereliction of duty. Your subconscious mind holds a simple equation. My value equals what I can do for others. This turns you into a relentless giver, a problem solver, an overachiever. But this isn't generosity. It's a transaction. You are subconsciously depositing kindness into a bank account, hoping one day to make a withdrawal and finally feel worthy. The tragic irony is that you can never save enough. You feel a deep emptiness, a sense of being an imposter, because you can't feel your inherent worth, only your functional utility. Asking for help doesn't feel like an option. It feels like a catastrophic failure. Your mantra is, I'll just handle it myself. This isn't strength. It's a profound lack of trust, born from a childhood where depending on others was not safe. You would rather drown in silent exhaustion than risk the vulnerability of reaching out a hand and having no one there to take it. This theory creates a life that is incredibly capable and profoundly lonely. These three theories, earned safety, transactional worth, and hyper-dependent endurance, are the pillars of your responsibility shell. They are the reason you feel so tired, so heavy, so unseen, even in a room full of people. So, where do we go from here? The goal is not to shatter the shell. That would be terrifying. The goal is to slowly, gently, teach your nervous system that it is safe to come out. This is the theory of inherent safety. The theory of inherent safety states, my worth is not a question to be answered by my actions. My safety is not a condition to be met by my vigilance. Okay? I am worthy and I am safe, simply because I exist. This new theory is the antidote. It's the understanding that the world you live in now is not the world you were born into. That the shell, which was once necessary, can now become a choice. You can learn to put it down. Healing is the process of moving from a life of managing to a life of living. It's about trading the exhaustion of constant responsibility for the vulnerability of authentic connection. This shift begins with a single, simple, revolutionary act. I want you to practice intentional inefficiency. Once a day, I want you to do one small thing inefficiently on purpose. Let a dish sit in the sink for an hour while you sit and do nothing. Read a book for fun, not for productivity. When someone asks, "How are you?" answer honestly with a simple, "I'm a little tired today," instead of the automatic, "I'm fine, thanks." This isn't about being lazy. This is a targeted psychological intervention. It is a direct challenge to the theory of transactional worth. It is a message to your deepest self. I am valuable even when I am not producing. I am allowed to take up space without a reason. It will feel uncomfortable. It might even feel dangerous. That's how you know it's working. You are stretching the shell. You're creating a new groove in your nervous system, one that says, it is safe to rest, it is safe to just be. The responsibility shell theory explains the weight you carry. It explains why you feel like a little adult who had to save the world. But the theory of inherent safety, that is your way home. You are never meant to be the foundation. You are meant to be the house, built upon a foundation of your own inherent worth. It's time to stop managing the chaos and to start inhabiting your life. The shell did its job. It kept you safe. And now you can thank it and begin the gentle, brave work of stepping out.